had to stretch ourselves thin and stretch into multiple positions and roles throughout the store just so that we could work at a baseline level and hope we could make it through the rush. And when we brought this up to corporate, we told them, the problems that we were facing, and they said that we have to earn our labor coverage by working faster to get quicker drive-through times and higher customer connection scores.
8 years ago, I confronted Howard Schultz about his union busting activities at Starbucks and when he would recognize the Starbucks Workers Union. He told me that he didn't think that most people would agree with me, but I think that they do. And it is time for a Starbucks union now.
If you've been on social media over these last few months, then you may have briefly heard about the Starbucks Worker Union. Last year, workers at over 200 Starbucks stores across the US gathered to join a union, despite the CEO's opposition. We all know of Starbucks and how there's around 9,000 company-owned Starbucks across just the US. But recently, Starbucks workers have unionized and have accused the company of dragging the bargaining table and even violating labor laws as they try to shut down the movement.
Okay, so they fired me. Oh, thank you, yeah. They fired me after 13 years just for being a union leader. No reason. They fired a few of us back here as well. They fired someone for wearing a suit awareness pins. They're cutting our hours. They're not letting us pick up shifts. They're not negotiating with us. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
From posters that read "no contract, no coffee," to 22-year partner barely getting part-time hours, to even what to do with billions in profits, livable wage, union busting. The whole unionization is gaining a lot of traction on social media now, and more Starbucks workers are standing their ground on this. Starbucks workers are saying enough is enough.
A medium something, whatever, a latte that you get, it's probably $8, something like that. It's pretty expensive. That is half of the amount of money I earn. $8, I only make $16.45. Not to mention that we also work for Amazon and we only get Starbucks pay. Amazon does not pay us for our extra work that we do here at Amazon Go. And just to put it into perspective, I'm making less this year than I would be last year because of inflation. They want to tell everyone that they care about their workers, that they're a worker-forward company, but at the end of the day, they are barely delivering on that promise.
All right, so right here outside, we have a Starbucks strike going on live. They're fighting for workers' rights. They're holding a sign that says honk for workers' rights, so I'm gonna keep honking until they tell me to stop to support workers' rights.
Now, you may be wondering what exactly is motivating these mass sums of Starbucks workers to come out and unionize against Starbucks in the first place. And some of these stories that these Starbucks workers had to share is actually really sad, and other workers weren't shy to step forward to support their fellow workers, and just the fact that they've been laid off with this message to Howard, who is, again, the CEO.
Dear Howard.
Dear Howard.
Dear Howard.
Dear Howard. Howard Schultz, you're your own worst enemy.
Your union busting is doing nothing but making us stronger.
You're on the wrong side of history.
You say we're partners in this fight, but you treat us like crap. You just want your profits, but we're actually human beings.
Sign the free and fair election principles, please, and also stop firing people.
Our solidarity in numbers will always win, and we will win other hearts of partners that you have touched and made scared.
You will be laughed at. You will be a laughingstock. This is silly. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
You're one of the 200 richest men alive. You don't need all that money. All of us do. So get over yourself, dude.
We're not scared of you, and that's all I'm gonna say to you.
This movement has been huge, you guys, and it's definitely taken the internet by storm, especially over this last week. Lots of these Starbucks worker union pages on TikTok and Instagram have already gained over hundreds of thousands of people chiming in to follow and support them. In an article published by New Republic in December of last year, it states Starbucks raked in $900 million in profits in the quarter ending in October, while its baristas averaged a little over $15 per hour hour in take-home pay. According to an analysis by the Institute of Policy Studies, it would take the average Starbucks worker at least 1,579 years to make what the company's CEO made in 2021 alone. One person on Twitter wrote, "This is some of the stuff we deal with every day and why I'm striking for myself and my coworkers. Hashtag Starbucks strike." And on the Starbucks store, there was a poster that had some pretty concerning things that supposedly these Starbucks workers have experienced. It said, partners at this store have experienced being spit on, to be shot, the knife visible, and much more. At one point in time in one of these protests, people were even heard chanting things like this to the CEO, Howard, saying, "Howard, quit your whining, get your contract signing."
Contract signing. Howard, quit your whining, get to contract signing. Howard, quit your whining, get to contract signing. Howard, quit your whining, get to contract signing.
Now, here's where things get a little sticky. According to this article by Yahoo News, federal labor officials filed yet another complaint against Starbucks and CEO Howard Schultz on Thursday, accusing the coffee chain's co-founder of breaking the law through collaboration sessions he held with baristas. A Seattle-based regional director for the National Labor Relations Board said in the complaint that the sessions held by Schultz and other high-level Starbucks officers were meant to solicit grievances from workers and make promises in exchange for the workers not unionizing. Doing so is illegal under federal labor law.
This is billionaire CEO Howard Schultz, and the next time you see him might be in an apology video. Here's why. The National Labor Relations Board, or NLRB, is a federal agency that investigates unlawful labor practices. And an administrative law judge found that Howard Schultz and his company committed egregious and widespread violations of federal law. The order found Starbucks liable for firing union organizers, shutting down entire stores, denying benefits, and in one egregious action, sending executives to monitor stores that had union activity. So as punishment, the NLRB wants CEO Howard Schultz to issue a 13-page notice about the violations Starbucks committed and explaining workers' rights to them. And my favorite part, they want the CEO to read himself or be present during a recorded reading of the notice and an apology. By making the CEO read a notice of people's rights and talk about the violations they committed, it shows that these corporations are not invincible and they are not exempt from obeying the law. Whether Mr. Schultz actually reads the notice himself or not, the message is still clear. The NLRB is not going to tolerate big corporations suppressing union activity.
Anyways, guys, this has been what's been up with Starbucks recently. A lot of people are continuing to protest, as there's a whole list of dates and locations of where people are to attend to protest and unionize together. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this situation in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all